Guys, welcome back for another episode of the Club Chat and our 12 days of Christmas, New Year's. So I've got a name for it, need to get it sorted. Today's prompt is, for those that are new to the series and haven't watched the last few episodes, I suggest go back and watch those when you get time. But in short, I'm pulling a prompt from my phone every day, and with no preparation, we're just going to go into it, and then hopefully you guys learn something through this time, and it all helps you get ready for 2026. Okay. It's okay if your capacity looks different right now. We all know that this is a super overwhelming and busy time of the year, and there's so much on, and you just feel like you're getting pulled left, right, and center. You don't want to let anyone down, and we totally understand that. So we want you to know that it's okay if your capacity does look different right now, but the main thing we want you to do is not get a case of the efforts. Guys, this is the Club Chat. It's going to be a little bit, I'm going to swear. We don't want a case of the fuck it's. I want you guys to acknowledge that it's totally fine if your capacity and the amount of classes you can come to in a week and everything has changed from, middle of winter or anything like that. And like I said, it's definitely like a busy time of year and it's totally normal. But the main thing you're trying to do right now is fight against the fuck it's, because that's what's going to set you backwards. The aim is just to defend the progress you've made so far during December. And even start of January, I don't feel like until about a Australia Day-ish is when things go back to normal and kids go back to school routine and everything sort of goes back into normal routine from there. So your aim during this little festive period is literally just to defend the progress you've made so far. But that's okay if your capacity has changed. So if you're on a 3 class per week and you need to drop down to a 2, that's totally fine. But we'd rather you guys do that than to be effort, I'm going to start again in February once everything settles down. You've come this far all year and this is the final month, and all you have to do is defend your progress, and you're going to thank yourself so much. Imagine how you're going to feel when the kids go back into school routine, knowing that you stuck to your routine during the hardest part of the year. If you get through it now, you can smash 2026 easily. Nothing's going to be as challenging as this season. So yeah, I want you to not beat yourself up, and I want you to know that it's okay that your capacities change, even with energy levels within classes. Maybe you're not finding that you can use as heavy springs or go as hard because you're tired and everything's just getting too much. That's totally fine, and allow yourself that time. We don't have to be on 12 months a year, but I don't want you to just throw everything away when you've come this far. My words of advice here would be, pick your times of least resistance, the times that you know are the least likely for you to cancel. If you know that you're you're way better in the mornings, because once it gets to a full day of work, especially this time of year, you're way more likely once you go home to be I'm not going out again, let's cancel my class. Try and pick those times where you know there's less resistance around it. If you're not a morning person and you do find training at nighttime easier, don't book the morning classes. If you know you're going to wake up and snooze your alarm and cancel your class, I should say pick the time of least resistance, but then also remove as much resistance as you can. So that might be if you are training in the morning, having your clothes laid out, ready to go, have your water bottle ready to go. So you literally, all you have to do is wake up and walk out the door, and your brain doesn't have to think about it. Pick class times that you know are going to be of least resistance. If you love athletics classes, keep coming to those. If you need to pull back to a foundations for a bit, totally do that. That's why we have different classes on the class schedule. If you need to just jump into a stretch and a foundations, if you're doing the 2 a week and you normally do a foundations and strength, just don't catch the fuckets. Do whatever you can. It's a disease. We don't want to catch it. And you're going to be super proud of yourself when you watch everyone around you catch it and you go, I'm defending the progress I've made this year, and I'm getting a head start and going into 2026 feeling my absolute best and super proud of myself because I can do hard shit. It's how can you make it super easy to get to class, and how can you defend the progress that you've made and plan out your weeks a little bit better? Still have that harder session if you are coming twice a week, and then have the lighter session if you need, rather than doing 2 hard ones. Pick a Saturday morning so you can have a sleep in and then go into it from there. But yeah, you're just going to thank yourself so much for not catching the fuckets and for acknowledging that your capacity might have changed at this time, but setting a plan in place to defend the progress you've made so far. That's my advice around that prompt. Hopefully that was helpful. Same things, any other questions, anything, send me a message. Let me know how you're not going to catch the fuckets going into 2026 and what promise you're making to yourself of how you're going to defend your progress. We would love to hear it. As always, thank you for joining us here. Thanks for joining and listening to the Club Chat. We will see you next time. See you. Love you. Bye.